They say that some birds can't fly. Bullshit. Anything with wings can fly if they need to. I'm pretty sure. I'm not a racist, but I really like racists. I mean, they hate black people, but they really like white people. And I'm white. People often ask me if I'm a Christian, but I don't know what that means. How do you become a Christian? You know, what does it mean? But if it helps, I hate the devil a lot. He's a dickhead. Frankly, he's bang out of order half the time. If there was a fight between the devil and God, I'm on God's side. But I did start going to church at the age of 30. For the same reason anyone who starts going to church at the age of 30. And that's because you may need, at some point, some good character witnesses. I'm homeless. Homeless people think are drug addicts, alcoholics, but they're also people who don't like to try hard. Personally, I even hate it when other people try hard. You know, learning a musical instrument, exercising, but I do love it when girls try. It's hilarious. How can those little things do things like a real person? You know, when a girl does something, a woman does something, it reminds me of that toy when babies are playing that toy where they're fitting the plastic shapes into the same shape holes. You know, and sport as well. You know, when a woman plays sport, it's hilarious. It's sort of like when a toddler's learning to walk. They're sort of walking, but not really. There's lots of stats, aren't there? About equality, racism. You know, 20% more likely this, 50% more likely that. I'm 10 times more likely to be called a cunt. And you know why? Because I'm a cunt. What's the difference between a Down syndrome and a retard? Nothing. They're exactly the same. David Blaine, he did Frozen in Time, Buried Alive. I've got a good one for him. Burned to Death. My brother had a girlfriend, and like any good brother, I tried to save him by splitting them up. The best way to split up your brother from his girlfriend is by getting the girl fat. It didn't work anyway, they got married, but then good news, she got fat all on her own. My sister had cancer when I was young. Felt helpless, you know, didn't know what to do, so people said, why don't you raise money in your sister's name? So I did, and it did make me feel better. I bought a Game Boy with the money, so it did help, but you know, bit annoying. Game Gear bought out the Sega bought out the Game Gear a couple of weeks later, but she'd already died.